Hey guys, and welcome to my channel, Time Has Been a Window. Now today we're going to be looking at arguably the best player in Counter-Strike. His alias is S1MPLE, maybe you've heard of him. He has been dominating the CSGO landscape for multiple years. Now in the game that we're looking at here, this is from the latest Major, and this is the third map against ENCE in the semifinals. So why did I choose this game? It's because it's an elimination match. Whoever loses this game is out of the tournament. Also, with everything riding on the line, you can expect S1MPLE to go full out in this game. Okay, and with that being said, let's get on to it. Okay, so as you can see here on pistol round, he's taking some shots at this guy that came up ramp. He's pretty much on target, but he doesn't quite connect with the headshot. One of the really big things that differentiates S1MPLE from other top players is how aggressive he is and how successful he usually is with it. And one of the reasons I think he's so successful is because his aim is just so damn good. But I also think his aggressiveness is one of the aspects that limits his game. In a prior analysis video, I took a look at Astralis and, more specifically, Device. And you'll notice with those players that they play very slippery, usually waiting for their teammates to either throw a distraction or flash the opposing team before peeking out. Alright, now that the save rounds are over, we find S1MPLE with an AWP. He's playing flimsy on middle just in case they decide to go for a strong B take and starts rotating back over. Yeah, I know he shot his teammate, but I assume this is because of a lack of communication. Meanwhile, it looks like his initial assumption was correct, and they do a B take, but his teammates are able to hold it off. On the next round, ENCE is on a save round, and they decide to rush the A site. Notice that he tried to catch the terrorist off guard by jumping up on the box instead of just peeking out to the left. For some reason, a lot of people tend to underestimate the other team when the other team's on a save round. I like that he respected his opponent's pistols and made the shot as difficult as possible for him. So here you can see S1MPLE uses a one-way smoke to peek middle. The bad news is that A becomes compromised and he has to take over the position. And again, that's one of those instances where I feel like S1MPLE became too aggressive. Luckily, his teammate was still able to clean up the round. On this next round, the terrorists have already taken the B site, and S1MPLE has to rotate over and find a way to retake it. You can see how hard it is for him to find an opening kill here. Really, his only chance is if the terrorists peek out on him. Now, as you guys can tell, S1MPLE is struggling to hit his shots a little bit. I'm sure we've all been there, and to break us out of that funk, we just need to hit one nice shot to get our confidence back. Alright guys, he's back. Time to watch out, ENCE. Again, these are situations that you just don't see with Astralis. I feel like they need to be tighter with their calls and definitely better at assisting each other and covering each other. And while that does give S1MPLE quite a bit of freedom, you end up seeing him in these kind of hero plays more than he needs to be. An incredibly amazing shot on that second guy. He's got the bomb down now, but the problem is he's still in a 1 versus 3. The good news is he's got some incredible awareness. He knows that somebody's going to be flanking him, and not only that, he almost gets the timing right. Now, I know what some of you guys have been thinking this entire time. If he's so good, why hasn't he won a major yet? Honestly, while his team are very highly skilled individuals, I feel like they're not playing cohesively enough. Again, go back and look at my video on Device. You can see that if he misses a shot or he takes a shot and he has to fall back, his teammates are immediately assisting him with flashes, nades, smokes, or even just distractions. Meanwhile here, I feel like S1MPLE's just off doing his own thing and no one's really there to back him up. And yeah, I know on this round they did flash, but it wasn't like someone flashed and then S1MPLE peeked. Or maybe S1MPLE flashed for someone else to peek. It was more just like everyone flashing for themselves. In my opinion, one of the things that makes S1MPLE so good is that he controls a high sensitivity so well, and having that high sensitivity allows him to stay scoped in as he moves around with the AWP. I mean, his sensitivity is literally so high, he can double scope his AWP and turn around from a flashbang that's been dropped right in front of him, doing a full 180 and then flicking back to the opponent. And this is primarily, in my opinion, what makes him so dangerous. It's that he can dodge utility while still making sure he hits his shots with his incredible accuracy. Alright guys, focus. Something amazing's about to happen. What the fuck was that third shot? Seriously. I know it didn't kill the guy, but seriously, how did he line that up? Was it a call by his teammates? Was it just a guess? Absolutely insane. I'm not gonna lie, the thing that most impresses me about s1mple is his way to aim on individual pixels. Like, even that shot right there, it looked like he was kinda lined up with him, but to be completely honest, I watched it in slow motion, and he was a couple pixels over to the right, and adjusted over to the left just enough to make sure he was on target. If that was me, I would have probably just taken the shot and missed. And here he just kind of went for the raw peek, the other guy was holding the angle, and he goes down. After him going down, they ended up losing the round, and the first half score is 9-6, but I'm ready for the show to begin. After all, s1mple seems to be warmed up and is now on the terrorist side, which means he's far more likely to be able to make a play. Pretty simple B take. His teammate bought up with a flashbang to take the site and of course dropped him a P250. This allows him to one-tap people in the face and really gives him a little extra advantage having that armor and a P250. Oh, I want to show you guys this round just because I think it's interesting. The CTs have stacked the B site, the terrorists slowly make their way into the site, and as you can see, even though they secure it, they actually push towards the B site. I was worried they might be overextending themselves and giving the CTs a couple free guns, but it looks like it actually worked out just as planned. Didn't that almost look like an aim lock? Like he sprayed the guy down, didn't kill him, went to the other guy, and it went right back to the closest target? I'm not saying it was an aim lock, I just thought it was funny. I totally understand him wanting to finish off the guy who's low in health first, so they only have one target left. Look at that play from ENCE. I'd like to see Na'Vi doing that kind of thing on the CT side. One guy flashed, the other guy peeked. Alright, so s1mple finds himself in a 1v1. He has a little bit less than half HP, and the guy he's going against has a little bit more. Given how far away the final CT is, he knows that he has quite a bit of time to get anywhere he wants to watch this bomb. On the other side of this, look at where he plants. To me, this seems like a pretty obvious plant spot for A main. Well, I guess it wasn't as obvious as I thought. At this point, the score is 12-6, and it's looking pretty good for s1mple and his team. Okay, so after losing that round, they don't have that much money, so they decide to tank up s1mple with an AK and full armor and see what he can do. While I'm sure this does work from time to time, it didn't work this time. Okay, it's finally time for them to buy up, and it looks like they have one guy back mid, two guys in B halls, and of course Simple and his teammate over here towards the A site. Now his teammates in B halls have a pretty big job. They're supposed to try to keep a distraction happening over at B while rotating through underpass and still making it to the A site to help pinch the site. The bad news is mid is heavily stacked by the CTs here. So they're all killed as they try to take control of mid, and now it's all up to these two A guys. But who else would you really want in this situation? Flamey, who holds the world record for most kills in one half, and Simple, who's arguably the best player in the world. It's that time again. Time for another Deagle Eco round. And here we go on to the double eco, where Simple decides to pull out his best Stewie impression. Alright, so you can see here how important that double eco was. Now they can go for a full buy and have most of their utility. Wow, this is the kind of shit he does that's just absolutely insane. And that was a little bit lucky that he decided to jump out of the window after his teammate and landed right in his crosshair. In my opinion, this round you're about to see is the round of the game. This is the round that really determined who would end up being the winner of this game. Alright, so now he's in a 1 versus 1. He's got an AK over here, and he's got an AWP close by. Okay, so there's two things that come to mind after watching him lose this round. First, he was probably nervous, which led to his aggressive play. I think if he played it a little bit more passively and made the CT come to him, he would have had a better chance to win this. But generally, Simple tends to go for the aggressive plays. For example, even in his last clutch, he peeked out before the CT had even tapped the bomb. Second of all, these are shots he usually does make. Both the shot that he took with the AK and with the AWP are fairly simple for him. No pun intended. Okay, so now the pressure is on. They decide to buy up with the AWP and try one more good attempt to take the A site. He is so good at hitting these guys through the smoke. And just by hitting those two shots, one being a leg shot and killing the other guy through the smoke, the other team decides to bail on this round and save their guns for the next one. Which brings us to another A take. This one is a little bit different because Simple's actually going to drop down and pick the angle here. Now, I'm not even sure if that's actually a great idea. While they did get the pick, he took an incredible amount of damage as their sniper. This means that he's going to have to play a little bit more passively so he doesn't get naded or just one-tapped. So as his teammates take the site, he just kind of holds back and just kind of watches the flank. Having that AWP and not seeing anyone on the immediate flank, he decides to make his way up towards Palace, which, as you guys all know, is a much better angle for a sniper. The problem is a late flank does eventually come in, but look at his awareness. He almost actually got this kill. So here on the last round, they decide to go for a B fake. Sadly, the B players get killed on the rotation from some aggressive mid players, leaving the A guys to make some kind of incredible A take by themselves. And that's all she wrote. ENCE goes on to win the game and ends up losing to Astralis in the grand finals. Overall, Simple is an absolutely incredible player who might be just a tad too aggressive. Still though, regardless of him not being able to win a major yet, that hasn't stopped him from being considered the greatest player in Counter-Strike. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And as always, have a great day.